Welcome to this celebration of your graduation. Regrettably, 2020 hasn't exactly turned out to be the most thrilling year for many of you. And while we may not be able to celebrate your achievements in person, or indeed with your friends and family, we do not wish to let this moment pass without at least trying to mark your success in some sort of style. I am very grateful to the university's staff for all the work they have put into this event, and to everyone who has responded so positively to the idea, and for all their contributions. It says much about our community, both local and far-flung, that they sympathise with your predicament and mind for you. And I trust you'll appreciate all their contributions. We'll be welcoming 2 honorary graduates as part of the following ceremony. Jacqueline de Rojas CBE, who will be accepting the honorary degree of Doctor of Engineering in recognition of her public service and successful career in the technology industry, although more pertinently, the important role she has played in our Institute of Coding. And James Scott, who will be accepting the honorary degree of Doctor of Health in recognition of his distinguished career and extensive experience in the health sector, and more specifically, as the Chief Executive of the Royal United Hospital here in Bath. Accepting that the last few months have been anything but easy, I do hope that overall you have enjoyed your time at Bath. And as you reflect on your time at the university, I hope you feel you've made the most of what we offer, whether that be the academic and research facilities, or the wide variety of activities through university societies and clubs, or perhaps the opportunity to engage with the wider community, although presumably not very much recently. Whichever, I hope that you have forged good and with luck long-lasting friendships, as well as many happy memories. I'm sure that all graduates will join me in thanking those who have provided guidance, help and support during their time here. And I pay particular tribute to the staff in our academic departments, schools and partner colleges who fill students with enthusiasm for their subjects, and especially acknowledge the role of all the other members of our community whose contribution is essential to our continued success. And I also want to acknowledge the quite exceptional efforts made to adapt to distance learning, providing financial and technical support and keeping our services and accommodation operating, and generally looking after your welfare and well-being. The fact that everyone rallied around to ensure no student was left behind is a real tribute to all concerned, and I thank you. And now it's time to take the next step in your chosen career. And whatever you choose to do, we wish you the very best of luck, and that you put everything you have learned here to excellent use. We will continue to watch your career with interest, and in turn, I hope you will take more than just a passing interest in the fortunes of this university. And with that thought, I wish you all every success in the future, wherever that leads you.
As Vice-Chancellor of the University of Bath, I'm delighted to welcome you to this online event, which celebrates the success of our graduating students. Graduating from the University of Bath is a significant achievement, and I congratulate all of our graduating students, as well as those who have supported them throughout their studies, staff, family, and friends. I'm so grateful to everyone who has ensured that the university's work can continue in spite of the restrictions and challenges resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic. The university is so proud of the resilience of our students and how they have shown so much hard work in completing their studies this year. I recognize that this is a very difficult time for many of you, but hope that by overcoming these obstacles, you've developed a strength and determination that will serve you well in the future. One of the things that I value most about this university is its sense of community. During the last few months, our community spirit has been more important than ever, and as well as supporting one another, we've looked to support those in the wider community in Bath. So thank you to those of you who've given up your time to make PPE equipment, support the NHS staff and the university accommodation, volunteer through 3SG, or carry out research to understand and tackle the pandemic and its effects. These efforts have made such a great difference. We're keen to ensure that the university is a welcoming and inclusive place which fosters creativity, learning and research. Our alumni, based in over 171 countries, remain a valued part of this university and will always be welcome here. Alumni have a very special role to play in shaping our future by acting as ambassadors, offering insights and knowledge, or mentoring and supporting future generations of students. I hope to be able to meet you and celebrate with you in person before too long, and look forward to hearing of your success. I'm delighted that we'll be conferring 2 honorary degrees today on individuals who have contributed a great deal to the university and the wider community. Firstly, I commend Jacqueline de Rojas CBE, who will be accepting the honorary degree of Doctor of Engineering today in recognition of her public service and successful career in the technology industry. As you'll hear from the orator shortly, Jacqueline has played an important role in the Institute of Coding, a £40 million national consortium of educators, employers, and outreach organisations led by the University of Bath. The Institute is committed to co-developing new courses and activities that will help a larger and more diverse group of learners into digital careers. We're so grateful to Jacqueline for the expertise and wisdom that she has brought as co-chair of the governance board. And so, without further ado, we will begin the more formal part of today's event.
I declare this ceremony open for the conferment of honorary degrees.
I call upon Dr. Rashid Haritsi as University Orator to present the candidate for a degree honoris causa.
Vice-Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Jacqueline de Rojas CBE. Jacqueline has had a huge impact on the UK's digital life and on those who work to support it. She has held prominent leadership positions in industry, guided national organisations through periods of fundamental disruption, and advised government on the scale and importance of digital transformation. Jacqueline was the first in her family to attend university, rose swiftly through the tech industry, and now sits on the boards of Rightmove, Costain, and FDM Group. She advises the government's Department of Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, is president of Digital Leaders, a global initiative that brings together 130,000 senior leaders, and is the president of techUK, our leading technology membership organisation, with more than 850 member companies across the UK. It is therefore entirely appropriate that Jacqueline receives an honorary degree at the university's first fully online award ceremony. Throughout a career marked by personal achievement and social impact, Jacqueline has made a point of focusing on and encouraging us to ask the question, where are the others? Using her platform to remind us of the need to constantly ask why diversity and inclusion remain challenges rather than a given. She published a Women in Tech manifesto for techUK in 2014, was recognised at the Asian Women of Achievement Awards in 2019, works with the Big Youth Group, and is justifiably proud of her position as an ambassador for the Girl Guides, an organisation with whom she worked on a groundbreaking STEM badge in 2018. Jacqueline advises the Founders Forum Accelerate Her, which addresses the underrepresentation of women in tech. Jacqueline's ongoing focus on education and training makes it particularly appropriate that I introduce her in this context today. She sat on the committee of the Prince's Trust for many years, is the co-chair of the Institute of Coding, a national initiative led by the University of Bath, and was appointed by the Prime Minister to the panel of the Auger Review into Post-18 Education and Funding in 2018. It comes as no surprise that Jacqueline has been widely recognised for her work, being named as the most influential woman in IT by Computer Weekly in 2015, before induction into their Hall of Fame in 2018. She has been named one of Europe's inspiring 50 female role models, was included in Debrett's 500 People of Influence in 2017, and even appeared on Desert Island Discs last year. Jacqueline was appointed Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, CBE, for services to international trade in technology in the Queen's New Year Honours List in 2018. Vice-Chancellor, in recognition of her impact on the technological aspects of our industries, her contributions to our national life, and ongoing collaboration with this university, I present to you Jacqueline de Rojas CBE, who is exceptionally worthy to receive the degree of Doctor of Engineering honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer the degree of Doctor of Engineering honoris causa on Jacqueline de Rojas.
Jacqueline, on behalf of the university, may I offer you our warmest congratulations and invite you to say a few words.
Firstly, may I thank Vice-Chancellor and also Rashid Harizi for his very kind and super generous words. It's hard to believe that all of those things are part of my career, but the focus is on you today, and graduating at this time is particularly exciting, and in order because you've had to grapple with what only can be described as the strangest year for everybody on the planet. Standing here receiving this honorary degree is as far away from my own childhood as I could possibly imagine, one which was peppered with violence and underprivilege. And I have come to realize how powerful education is and what a privilege to have been the first in my family to go to university. I can only say it has certainly widened my choices and enabled me to stand here on the other side of a successful career and a close-knit and loving family of my own. Change is something that I'm used to. Indeed, I made a career as a troubleshooter, breathing life into distressed technology businesses and helping them to grow fast. There's no doubt, though, that the scale of what has happened this year is unprecedented. We've had COVID, Black Lives Matter, deep recession, and the rise of geopolitics. Our world has changed fundamentally, and it has changed overnight for all of us. Such ambiguous and uncertain times require us to show up as the best versions of ourselves, to demonstrate humanity, to come together as communities and to think about the things that really matter. And perhaps it is diversity that matters more than before, because in a world that has become digital by default overnight, we must ensure that all of our voices are at the table when designing, implementing, and testing technology. Otherwise, we are in danger of creating a world that does not work for everyone. So I encourage you to use this moment to take every opportunity to be inclusive. Take that moment when someone doesn't look like you, eat like you, work like you, or think like you, to encourage others to embrace difference, to look outwards, not inwards, and create better outcomes and more inclusive choices. If your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, then you have played your part. And if you're thinking that diversity is not your problem to solve, consider this. Perhaps the greatest threat to diversity is the belief that someone else will fix it. Congratulations again. The world is yours now, and I can't wait to see what you make of it.
And now it gives me great pleasure to commend Mr. James Scott, who will be accepting the honorary degree of Doctor of Health today in recognition of his distinguished career and extensive experience in the health sector. The university has enjoyed a strong and productive partnership with the Royal United Hospital under James's leadership, and we're grateful for all that he has done to make this collaboration possible. I call upon Mrs. Christine Gibbons as University Orator to present the candidate for a degree honoris causa.
James Scott has had a long and distinguished career in the NHS, retiring in May 2020 after 21 years as a Chief Executive. He grew up in North Belfast and then graduated from the University of Lancaster in modern history. He joined the management trainee scheme at Royal Insurance in Liverpool, but lasted only 9 months as London beckoned. He joined St Stephen's Hospital in Chelsea as an agency porter, working night shifts in A&E, and spending his break time reading Russian novels. He stepped into a supervisor role at St Peter's Group of Hospitals, and then he progressed to a number of management roles in different London hospitals. At St Mary's Hospital at the time of the AIDS epidemic, he managed the largest sexually transmitted diseases clinic in Europe. His directorship at Chase Farm Hospital led on to him being appointed as Chief Executive at Yeovil District Hospital at a time of financial crisis for the Trust. He turned the financial deficit into a surplus in his first year. He worked with a number of other CEOs to develop the initial foundation trust model for high-performing hospitals. Yeovil became the first hospital in the country to deliver the government's 18-week constitutional waiting times target, and he presented the outcomes to the then Prime Minister Tony Blair. In June 2007, he came to Bath United Hospital, and he was the 7th Chief Executive in 6 years. The hospital is the largest employer in Bath with 5,500 members of staff. In 2007, he agreed a cash loan of £38 million from the government, which the hospital has not only repaid, but has also accumulated by 2020 surpluses of £99 million. The income from the growth of clinical services have been used to invest in new buildings, digital services and equipment. The Dyson Cancer Unit has just been built, and the hospital will receive further government funding to complete the hospital redevelopment. In 2016, the Trust also acquired the Royal National Hospital for Rheumatic Diseases and relocated the hospital onto the main Bath United site. In 2018, the Care Quality Commission found the standard of care to be outstanding, with patients being treated with kindness and compassion throughout the Trust, and that there was a strong safety culture with leadership that encourages openness. During his time at Bath, he was also the Senior Responsible Officer for the Sustainability and Transformation Partnership for Bath, Swindon and Wiltshire, leading the Acute Hospital Alliance across 3 acute hospitals. He was Vice Chairman of the West of England Academic Health Service Network, Chair of Western Clinical Research Network, and Chairman of the West of England Patient Safety Collaborative. The hospital has strong links with Bath University, both undertaking joint research projects and contributing to student teaching. More recently, the university has been supporting the hospital in manufacturing and supplying PPE during the COVID-19 pandemic. Chancellor, in recognition of his distinguished NHS career and for leading the transformation of the Royal United Hospital, I present James Scott to receive the degree of Doctor of Health, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer the degree of Doctor of Health, honoris causa, on James Scott.
James, on behalf of the university, may I offer you our warmest congratulations and invite you to say a few words.
Christine, thank you for your very gracious oration. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, and everyone at the University of Bath, can I thank you for this wonderful honour. I was asked to say a few words at the summer graduation in July, and I believe some of what I said then can bear repetition. Let me start by again thanking the university and its amazing staff for for the support they gave the Royal United Hospital, particularly during the first wave of this dreadful pandemic. The support you provided, especially with PPE, was invaluable in keeping patients and staff safe. The ease with which the university and the hospital worked together so well, and indeed so quickly, was testament to a long history of partnership working, which, if anything, has been strengthened by the events of the last year. And whilst this is a great personal honour, I trust you will permit me to accept it on behalf of the staff of the RUH. For me, it's a bit like professional cycling. It's a team sport where normally the team leader wins the prize, but does so on behalf of the whole team. So in retirement, can I take this opportunity to thank the dedicated, committed, and resilient team of people who work at the RUH, even more so at this time, as they are busier than ever dealing with the consequences of the second wave of this pandemic. Let me now turn to you, the graduates of this excellent university. I know this is not the graduation you imagined, nor will you have the type of celebration that you had originally hoped for. We've all been living through a period of unprecedented challenge. COVID has tested our resilience on a global scale. It has tested our universities and our healthcare system. But it has also been a test about how each of us gets through each day. This time, and your experiences of it, will show you just how resilient you are. Not many people get to experience such a test of their inner strength at your age. And I should, of course, add a note of particular thanks to those who have supported you in these unprecedented times. So thank you to the mums and dads, the partners and families who have been there for you in this incredibly challenging year. To those, I need to add my own family, to my wife, Helen, my daughters, Kate, Hannah, Alana, and Izzy, without whom, as they say, none of this would have been possible. In addition to resilience, my other offer to you today would be flexibility. I graduated an awful long time ago, but I'm still close to the people I graduated with, as I'm sure you will be. One of my friends started out in sales and now works in reinsurance in Geneva. Another worked for one of the big management consultancies and is now a university pro-vice-chancellor. I started off as a graduate trainee in the insurance industry. So in these uncertain times, more than ever, be prepared to be flexible, be prepared to take that first job, even if you're not certain of it. If it doesn't work out, at least you're getting valuable experience, and be ready to move on. The skills you have learned as an undergraduate in this increasingly virtual world are a preparation for whatever is to come, and you will learn new ones in the world of work. So it's possible to end up far from where you started and to do something that you didn't expect to do. Much as I could never have dreamed of standing before you, albeit virtually and from the comfort of my own living room, and receiving this honour when I was growing up in a council estate in North Belfast. I want to wish you all the best and stay safe. Vice-Chancellor, thank you once again for this incredible honour.
So my thanks to Jacqueline and to James and to all of you for participating in today's ceremony. And may I wish everyone a happy and blessed Christmas. And I now declare this ceremony closed for the conferment of honorary degrees.